lot of people have made some speculations about one of the characters in The Mandalorian Season 3. They say that Bo-Katan Kryze will double-cross Din Djarin and the Children of the Watch, and that Bo-Katan is only after the title of Mandalore. I would have bought into this at the end of The Mandalorian Season 2, trust me. But now, I'm not so sure. In fact, I'm just going to disagree with that assessment altogether. And it isn't just The Mandalorian Season 3 that has changed my mind. Bo-Katan Kryze is probably one of my favorite Mandalorians. She ranks up there with Fenn Rau, Jango Fett, and Pre Vizsla. Wait, did this guy just say Pre Vizsla? Yep. Yes, I did. And I'll tell you why. Pre Vizsla was a cold-blooded killer, but he did it because of the state of Mandalore at the time. He didn't do it all willy-nilly. Okay, someone please explain willy-nilly to me. I really don't understand those two words thrown together, or individually. It sounds like two names chucked together to make some goofy sound. And if I were anyone named Willie, or Nilly for that matter, I'd be offended. So I'm sorry if I offended you, Willie or Nilly. Wait, where was I? Oh yeah. Pre Vizsla and Deathwatch had been outcast to the moon of Concordia. No, not the famous hip-hop group Outcast with a K. A moon. That's better. The same moon as Din Djarin's upbringing. Coincidence? I say nay. But Pre Vizsla was a Mandalorian, and Mandalorians were cold-blooded killers. Their approved professions were ones of violence, and that wasn't just in more modern times, it has been throughout history, with Jaster Mereel and the true Mandalorians wanting to modify the old ways from a culture of conquest and murder to one of, well, still violent. Bounty hunters, private security, guns for hire, and so on. So this wasn't just a Death Watch ideal. It had been passed down for generations. Pre Vizsla wanted to keep the old ways of the Mandalorians' violent culture intact to preserve their way of life and ensure their growth and survival. He went about it all wrong, though, but most Mandalorian warriors were violent. So to say I like Pre Vizsla, I think his heart was in the right place, but his actions were sketchy at minimum. I don't know how to explain it. No, I don't condone violence in the real world. This is about Star Wars, where actors walk away from their roles unscathed and break bread with their families over a game of football, American or European. I also think Pre Vizsla got a raw deal with Maul. I don't like Gar Saxon, though. Yeah, I don't like him. Great character, but he's kind of a douche. Okay, back to Bo-Katan Kryze. Bo is a complex character, but when we talk about her motivations, it isn't hard to see why I think she's going to act honorably. But before I really dig into it, a quick word from our sponsor, me. Hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up. I'm on a voyage to hit 50,000 subscribers, and I'd like you all to be a part of that journey. I know every YouTube channel asks for your subscription, blah, 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 but I absolutely promise to deliver on my word. With me, you'll get the best Star Wars content YouTube has to offer, all original content. So let's be less like jive turkeys together. Jive turkeys. I can't believe I said that.
You were never in Nam, you jive turkey.
Okay, I'm just going to sit here and shake that one off. Let's get back to Bo-Katan and why I see her as being honorable throughout the Mandalorian series. Now, we are going to take a journey back into ancient times, all the way back to January 13th, 2012. The same year the world was supposed to collapse in on itself like a rotting hamburger, Bo-Katan Kryze made her first appearance ever in the Clone Wars animated series. She was a lieutenant to Pre Vizsla. There's that guy again. As an outcast to the Mandalorian moon of Concordia. Oh my god, no, not Andre 3000. As an exiled Mandalorian, Bo-Katan was in some devious schemes. Call it a troubled teen following someone's idealism to try to get back at her rich family for spoiling her, or whatever. At one point, Bo-Katan was even involved in a plot to kill her own sister and install Pre Vizsla as the ruler of Mandalore. Yeah, ruler, not leader. There's a difference. The first attempt was unsuccessful, and Duchess Satine Kryze remained in the position. Shortly after, Pre Vizsla recruited the help of Maul, formerly Darth Maul, and his brother Savage Opress. Through a group effort, Maul's underworld conglomerate managed to cook up a scheme to take over Mandalore. It worked. Vizsla then arrested Maul and Savage. They escaped, and Maul challenged Pre Vizsla to a 1v1 fight to the death. Maul won, and Vizsla lost his head over it. Literally. Once Maul took control of the Darksaber and Mandalore, Bo-Katan left the organization, then freed her sister, Satine. Satine was recaptured, and Maul killed her in front of Quirky Kryze's father, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Fast forward a bit, and we are approaching the end of the Clone Wars. The Republic and the Jedi. Yes, this stuff is important to know in order for me to move forward. Anyways, rude. Bo-Katan is finally fed up with Mandalore being ruled by an Aruedi, or outsider for those who don't speak Mandoa. She enlists the help of former Jedi Padawan Ahsoka Tano, who in turn recruits the help of a branch of Anakin Skywalker's 501st Legion led by Captain Rex. In a joint Republic/Mandalorian effort to rid Maul of Mandalore once and for all, justice. The plan was successful, but it led to the Republic setting up shop on Mandalore and occupying the planet. This was displeasing to Bo-Katan. But what are you going to do? Fast forward again, and the Republic is now the Empire. I'm almost done, I promise. One of Maul's former commanders is now the Regent Governor of Mandalore, Gar Saxon. Gar Saxon has been taking bribes from the Empire. Don't worry, I know he totally switched sides to the Empire. That's just what I call it when someone gets paid to work. For instance, I take bribes for doing my job. Wait, when I put it like that, I sound like a criminal. I get paid a fair wage. How's that? Anyways, let's forget all that stuff. The Mandalorian resistance, led by Bo-Katan Kryze and Sabine Wren, rid the universe of Gar Saxon, and Mandalore is once free again to be independent. Except the fact that this makes the Empire angry, and they destroy Mandalore, scattering or killing the Mandalorian people. In the aftermath of the skirmish with Gar Saxon, Sabine Wren offers the Darksaber to Bo-Katan Kryze. Bo-Katan refuses it the first time, but she humbly accepts it the second time. Yes, humbly. And that brings us to current day in the Mandalorian series. There you go. I explained why Bo-Katan is admirable and conducts herself with honor. Did you catch it? Maybe not. Just kidding. Okay, let's look at the events I described. Bo-Katan follows Pre Vizsla like a puppy dog and even tries to overthrow her own sister, but then has a change of heart and leaves Death Watch. She won't follow a non-Mandalorian, but she will follow a Mandalorian. She then takes issue with the Republic stationing clones on her planet, but even though she doesn't trust Jedi, she knows her sister did, to a certain point, thus bridging the multi-generational trend of hating Force sensitives. She then fights along Sabine and Ursa Wren to free Mandalore, and respectfully declines the Darksaber the first time. But before she respectfully accepts it, she talks to Fenn Rau about how Sabine Wren has acted with honor, despite her past. Creating a weapon that would cook Mandalorians in their armor. When Bo-Katan is offered the Darksaber for the first time, she's still hesitant, but she finally accepts it the second time. She then tells how she accepts the Darksaber on behalf of her sister, Mandalore, and all Mandalorians, not just on behalf of her own followers, not for herself. And she meant it. In fact, the entire time we have seen Bo-Katan Kryze, she has acted honorably, other than her stint with Death Watch in her teens. But she got out of it to pursue a more noble existence, even tried to help her sister. Bo-Katan has always acted on behalf of Mandalore. Even if the ideals were wrong in our eyes, they were for the betterment of the Mandalorian people, not for personal power. So, why do some Star Wars fans feel like that has changed? Why do they feel like Bo-Katan will now act out of character and betray her people? Well, there is the point that absolute power corrupts absolutely, and Bo-Katan did have power. But if she wanted that power now, she had plenty of opportunities to take it. If she were corrupt, honor wouldn't be in the forefront of her mind. Someone corrupt with power would have taken their shot when Din Djarin was down. She would have taken the Darksaber and claimed she defeated Din Djarin. Dead men tell no tales. If she only cared about wielding the Darksaber again, she would have taken it when offered to her by Din Djarin in Season 2, and probably killed Moff Gideon with it. Dead men tell no tales. Or is it dead men don't wear plaid? No, I think I was right the first time. For Bo-Katan to take the Darksaber out of pity or in a devious way would be out of character for Bo-Katan Kryze. Bo-Katan doesn't just want to rule, she wants to lead. Bo-Katan wants to reunite Mandalore to its former glory and beyond. She wants to unite all the clans, whether she does it as their leader or she learns more about leadership by following. She's there for the glory of her people. It's easy to not trust Bo-Katan. When Din Djarin won the Darksaber, she was bitter. But she held to the lore of the blade and respected it being in the hands of another person, even if she doesn't believe Din Djarin to be the worthy Mandalorian. This is the way. But what do you think? Can we trust Bo-Katan Kryze? If not, let me know why in the comments. Or even if you agree with me, let me know why. I know I called her a Karen a couple of times in other videos, but that was more of me trying to be funny, unsuccessfully. But I do try to read all comments, and I try to respond to as many as time permits. You take the time to write the comments, the least I can do is take the time to read them. But that's all I have for today. Don't forget to set a reminder for Saturday, March 18th, which is tomorrow, 2023, at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, U.S. time, to join in on the celebration for this channel hitting 25,000 subscribers. I will be announcing the giveaway winner and having a few sips of some of the finest Kentucky vintage. Yeah, sips. That's what we'll call it. It'll be a great time, or it'll go off the rails. But be there to see how it goes. And before you go, another word from our sponsor, me. Hit the subscribe button and give the video a like. I'm really trying to hit the 50,000 subscriber mark, and I'd like you all to be a part of the next phase of this channel. The YouTube algorithm is more difficult than separating a Toydarian from his money, but together we can conquer it. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. Until the next video, this is Gerald, a Star Wars fanatic, wishing you all great health, happiness, and peace. Thank you all for watching, and remember, this is the way. And positivity in the Star Wars community is the only way.